I'm really on the bandwagon that Daniel will go to Red Bull.
Okay. I am not on
That's
that one.
I
personal
am on
opinion.
the
I have no
bandwagon too.
insights.
Casey is
Okay,
not.
okay.
Welcome back to Beyond the Formula, the podcast for hot girls and guys. We love hot guys too, especially Mr. Lewis Hamilton.
It's Hampton.
I'm Kimmy.
And I'm Casey, and you took the words right out of my mouth with Lewis.
Because we just get each other, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Very exciting episode today because we have, well, I think I can call her one of my friends, the beautiful Sophie Reis, who is the Oz GP admin. So she'll be joining us today, which I'm so excited. She's such a lovely girl. And all the Oscar Piastri content she delivers, we're going to discuss that because I love it.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I've never met her. So this is going to be exciting for me.
Hello, admin. How are we doing today?
Hello.
Hello, how are you both?
I'm good. I'm
Amazing.
good. So, how's the weather in Melbourne?
It's a little dicey today, actually.
As
It's
it always
overcast,
is.
not the best weather,
Oh,
unfortunately.
classic Melbourne.
Exactly.
Classic Melbourne. So we always
I
say that
know.
Melbourne has 4 seasons in one day because she just
Okay.
goes from 0 to 100 like that.
Mm,
It's really hot in Sydney
spot
today.
on, yeah.
It's
So I
crazy.
need to know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, you'll need to know for when you come to the Oz GP.
Yeah, so I need shorts, light sweaters,
And a coat.
winter coat.
All of it. Yeah.
Yeah, everything. That's perfect.
Prepare
And does
for
it
it
rain
all.
a lot or no?
Yeah, it can rain at any given
Oh,
moment, honestly.
okay.
It might say it's not going to rain.
It's going to
Okay.
rain. And it's been raining a lot
Yeah,
recently. There was a massive
it has.
storm.
It doesn't feel like summer at all.
Yeah, it's
We're having like the coldest winter ever. It's so cold. Right now, I'm in Miami right now, and I think it's 62 degrees. And I don't
wow.
know what that is in Celsius,
I think
though. Sorry. I know, I'm just like,
it's like
scientists, please help us.
20-ish, 19, somewhere around there.
I
We were
felt
trying
like
to talk about kilometers yesterday, and I was like, if we can get Logan Sargent on here and I'll teach him about
Oh,
what a
yes.
kilometer is, and then people can stop bullying him.
And not just him, me, because I don't know either.
But I think
That's okay. It's the funniest meme.
it honestly is. I love that people have made t-shirts, those like really hideous graphic design ones, and it's like, what the F is a
Yes.
Yeah,
kilometer? I love it. I need one immediately.
so iconic.
Actually, I
Absolutely.
need one.
Yes.
Because it's true.
True.
It's true. It's true. I don't
What is
actually
it? What is a
know.
kilometer? So let's get into the questions because I think that people are just dying to know about your job, right? At least
Yes.
I am. I need to know the ins and the outs of everything that you do every day. Firstly, how does it feel to be an admin? And secondly, how did you get there?
Yes.
Big question off the bat. Yeah, being admin is just like the craziest experience so far. Yeah, I kind of pinch myself every day, just being like, how did I land this job? And yeah, I ask myself all the time, like, why did they pick me? Was it luck? Was it experience? I don't know. But yeah, very, very lucky and privileged to be in this position. And yeah, don't take it for granted at all. But yeah, it all started back in 2019. I did some contract work for the Australian Grand Prix in their media and accreditation team. So I did that just for event week only, and that also carried into 2020, unfortunately, for the cancellation. So I had my foot half in the door when I started there. Sorry, when I went to apply for this job. But yeah, I had just during COVID, I had run a cake business. And so that really taught me everything that I needed to know about social media. I kind of just made it my own and like taught myself everything. So yeah, that really was like the biggest learning and like got me on this path to social media. So yeah, and then I also finished my marketing degree at RMIT at the end of 2021. And so yeah, it was just, I don't know, I was very lucky at that time. Like I was finishing my degree, messaged their HR manager and just said, is there anything going in social media? I would love to apply.
Amazing.
And yeah, luckily there was something going.
We love
so
that.
yeah, that's how I landed the social media coordinator role at the Australian Grand Prix.
That's
Stunning.
That's amazing.
And I love that. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I love that, like you started out even before you finished uni, like you were like, this is something I like and I want to get myself into the door. I love that about it.
And were
Yeah,
you
yeah, absolutely. I've always had like a love for like social media admins and just like that whole behind the scenes of like, yeah, I don't know, of social media and just running these big platforms. So it was
It's
always the
so
long term
cool.
goal, but I never thought I'd land it straight away.
You slayed.
that? Yeah, I know, right? Like who like that's pretty epic. I have to say, were you a big Formula One fan beforehand, or were you just like a casual observer of Formula One?
I would definitely say I was casual.
Okay.
So it would probably my love for it started like 2019 when I first
Okay.
got the job, and that was when I got the experience at the event. And I was like, this is really cool. So then, yeah, obviously COVID happened, didn't Drive to Survive. So yeah, it all kind of just like fell into place. But yeah, I'd definitely say like 2019, like I discovered it on my own in a sense, like just working it by
Yeah.
chance.
That's
Um,
amazing.
but yeah, it just you can see Drive to Survive has just easily like bolstered this entire
Oh,
community,
absolutely.
um,
Yeah.
and done great things for it.
For sure.
Well,
Like the way that the fan base has just skyrocketed is insane. Like, which also brings me to my next question. So, when you would have started, the fan base wouldn't look the way it looks currently, right? So, how do you navigate that? Like the changing scene of fans currently, because I feel like it's gone from, well, mainly male focused to now
for
like the
sure.
fangirlification of F1. Like it's crazy. And how do you as an admin navigate that?
Yeah, you're pretty spot on with that. So yeah, when I started, I found when I first joined AGPC 2 years ago, I just really analyzed their like entire social media presence. And like I said, I'd always been a fan of like admins online, so I had kind of like adopted that and always wanted to put my own spin and personality on a brand. So that was kind of like my big thing when I was interviewing for this. I was like, I want to give OzGP a personality and a brand and like
Yes.
just bring it to
We
life.
love.
Because yeah, you could see that there wasn't much engagement. Like it was all pretty stock standard, like templates and like repetition around across the board. So yeah, I really wanted to take that and just run and have as much fun as I could with this position. And so yeah, that's kind of how it all happened.
Which is
Amazing.
absolutely amazing because I love like the admins on most teams, and now like I'm seeing circuits are having really amazing admins, and the OzGP stands out to me. It 100% like the admin. I'm like, they know what they're doing, and I had no idea that you guys were friends, and that's like so great with
Yes.
So
that.
funny.
Yeah,
And
it's
we
Thank
met
amazing.
you.
by accident on the other side of the world. Like, we met
We
through
did.
a common friend of ours, Keisha. And it was literally just, I was just standing there watching Quali. And Soph came over and we're like, oh my God, we're all Australian. And we're all, because I live between Melbourne and Sydney. And I was like, I'm from Melbourne too. And then it was crazy. Just three Australians meeting at the
Yeah,
Singapore Grand Prix.
absolutely.
And I had no idea she was the admin.
Eh,
It was serendipitous.
She's sitting there like
Yeah,
tweeting out something
absolutely.
really
Yeah,
funny, and you're just like chatting with her.
literally, that's how it was. And we didn't find each
Yeah.
other on Instagram until months later because I had forgotten to actually follow myself off Keisha's phone. So then she found me through TikTok. So if I'd never like made a TikTok after Singapore, we wouldn't be here today. Who
That's
knows?
True,
that's
true.
so
Keisha has
amazing.
absolutely formed this friendship for
Absolutely.
That
us.
that's amazing. I love hearing these stories because especially like being women, and we go back to like having more women in Formula One, and that you guys met organically like this, it just shows like the power of women coming together. And
Absolutely.
look, we're all like killing it now, and men
100%.
take
We love to see
yeah,
it.
men take
Take
some
notes.
lessons.
Men, take notes.
Get your notepad out.
But I also have
So
to
true.
say,
We're coming for
you
them.
know how you were like, I want to put my own spin on the OzGP account? I love the big head video, the one where you guys tape the phone to the roof. The Aston Martin. Have you seen Aston Martin's version of that, Casey? You need
I
to
have
go and
not.
see OzGP's version. So they taped the phone to the roof and we're just like running around with all these big heads of Formula One drivers. I loved it. I loved every
I'm gonna have
second of
to,
that.
I am
So
going to have
funny.
to check that out for sure.
Absolutely. That's definitely one of like my favorite videos from last year. because yeah, I think I have this when I'm interacting as admin and everything. I haven't shown my face directly on socials yet, and I don't know if I want to, and I'm a bit both like iffy about
Yeah.
it.
You just did. You just did.
Otherwise, I'm just waiting for
You're
like the
here.
rest.
We're
True,
exposing
true.
her.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I guess I'm kind of waiting for the right moment if that is the route that I want to go down, because I do love the likes of, you know, Jimmy from Aston Martin and like all the other admins who do put themselves in front of the camera and show the show who's behind the
Yeah.
lens. But yeah, that video, for example, I'm trying to always find different ways that we can show off the Grand Prix without my face being in front of the camera. So yeah, the big heads is always just the
Perfect.
go-to.
It's what
Yes.
we need. It's what we deserve in the
Yeah.
world.
Thank you.
Honestly.
Thank you.
Because he
Yes.
rarely
I've
puts out
always,
his own.
like, from the moment he was true, from the moment he was announced in 2022, I've really like made it my mission to just build up his fan base because of everything that happened. There was a lot of backlash even towards like him on our socials, so just really wanting to like build up a good platform for him and like show that Aussie love, because
Yeah.
fan base is just next level. So
Yeah.
if we can get it to like a little bit like close to that, I'll be satisfied that I've done my job correctly.
No,
Absolutely. No,
I
you
feel
have.
like you have. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
You've made me love him definitely a lot more. Like, I can give you credit for that because I was saying I've done a full
Wow.
180 about Oscar since he started because I am a Danny Rick girl. And then I've slowly been like, I love them both so much. And you have played a part in that. So you should be proud.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. And I feel like he's so quiet and kind of shy. And I think that whole situation made it him like that a little more than maybe his natural character. So for you to give him a platform and a positive light, I think has only helped to like especially grow his audience with his own fan base at home, but also abroad. So definitely great job. And I can't see a man making that
Thank
happen
you.
because men don't think about that kind of thing. So
They don't think too
True,
much
true.
into
I
it.
think there's a fine line between being like a fangirl and also dipping into both
Yeah,
audience
mhm.
like profiles. But yeah, I always want to make sure that the content like can be taken both ways.
absolutely.
Not too
Exactly.
fangirly, but
Yeah,
sometimes I do let it slip a little just to make it a bit
It's
spicy.
what the girls deserve.
exactly. Exactly. And
True, true.
we're growing very quickly. So I think we all deserve it. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So
What's
what
Oscar like? What you've met him a couple of times. What's he like?
Yeah, so I've worked with Oscar quite a few times in my 2 years that I've been with OzGP, which has been great. And yeah, he's come so far. From the first time that I met him, he was still Alpine's, or he was just announced as Alpine's reserve driver. So he was very shy, very like timid. Yeah, didn't have that profile and fan base yet. But yeah, you can just see like the media training has just like worked so well on him, and he's just like come out of his shell. He's joking. He's like yeah, just having fun, which is really good to see. But even like the other day when I was filming with him, he was just like such a good sport. He was happy to do anything. I could have made him
He
do
seems like
any
it.
content and he would have done it.
He really
He's
does
really
seem like
good.
it.
So we're lucky.
Off topic, what star sign are you? Because we're the same star sign as Oscar. His birthday's 2 days after ours.
Ooh.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? I'm a Cancer.
Ooh, emotional girl. We love.
Yeah, it makes sense.
We love. That's why you're so good at bringing Oscar out of his shell because you understand people's feelings.
Yes.
Yes, yes, it's the astrology.
Yeah. And your
Even though
great
Oscar,
personality.
yes, even though Oscar says he doesn't
Mm,
believe in astrology.
He's such
But
a true
he's
true,
Aries.
but
true.
yeah, I know, right? But that's so Aries of him to say. So how do you measure the success of like your social media campaigns? I like that because I think
Ooh,
this is
that's a big question.
but I think this is good for like anybody creating content, especially in Formula One space, like whether it's us, other content creators. And I feel like there's a lot of GPs that can take note of this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess I personally benchmark myself against like other content that I've done like the previous year. So when I first started, I was benchmarking against content that wasn't mine. It was during COVID, so it was really hard to like work out the success and if this was normal, if this was like doing really well. But yeah, we've seen like the shift in the last 2 years now, where it's kind of like plateaued a bit. But yeah, I guess like ultimately, if tickets are selling, then I'm doing my job
Yeah.
correctly. And like, yeah, that's our main goal, is to sell tickets and also create this like massive sense of FOMO for fans.
Like me,
Like we
like
want them
me,
to come
Yeah.
to the event. Yeah, yeah,
stuck in the
absolutely.
US.
You're doing a great job at that, trust
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yes.
I have so many
Yeah.
friends who are like, I should have bought
thank you, thank
tickets.
you.
I'm seeing all this stuff on socials and I feel like I should have gotten tickets. I'm like, yeah, you should have.
Mm-hmm.
And there still is a chance
Yeah.
to get
Should have,
tickets.
would
We're
have,
going to
could
do
have.
some promo for Surf. There still is some tickets left.
Yes.
So if you need to go to the OzGP,
Yes,
do it.
they are. Yep, come on Thursday and Friday. We've still got tickets available.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll be good.
It's going to be great and we're all going to have fun.
Yes. And
Exactly.
I love it to see that you guys are selling, because here in the States, we're getting a influx of so many people, so many races, and stands are actually empty. So like, it's crazy to think that that's happening in the US, but then we look at places like Australia and other places where you guys look like you're having more fun than us, let's be honest. Like, we had Vegas, but I still feel like, was it as fun as Australia?
It's
I'm not
because we're in
sure.
this big
True.
floating rock of an island that is not close to anything. And we need to have fun over here to make ourselves feel better about being so
Yeah,
far away from everything.
yeah, yeah. It's all part of the simulation.
Exactly. Soph and I were actually talking about this
Yeah,
the
no, you're
other
so right
day
though.
because we were like, McLaren is technically Kiwi, like it's from New
Yeah,
Zealand.
yeah.
But why don't they do any events in like Australiana? You know what I mean? Like Oceania's right there. Have an event over here. Give us some love.
I can't believe they don't. That doesn't make
Absolutely.
any sense. Like, you had Daniel, which was like Mr. Personality. Now we have Oscar, and he's the best rookie. And I'll say this time and time again since Lewis Hamilton, like, it doesn't make sense why they don't. I didn't
It's
realize that
crazy.
they didn't. Yeah.
No, we've had like none from my knowledge.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't. It really does surprise me that they don't connect more to their roots with Bruce McLaren. But yeah, maybe that's something that they can look into in the
Exactly.
future to broaden their content creation.
Maybe you should give them
Maybe.
some tips. So it's
Yes.
time.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Like, the number one tip, what would you give McLaren on the spot right now?
Oh god. Oh my god, that is a big call. Yeah, I don't know. Just have fun. More
Literally.
lively
Car
content.
launch in
Honestly,
Australia.
that's all it
That's
Yes.
the
takes.
big tip.
Yes.
That's the big
Yes.
tip. Car
Yes.
Yeah,
launch in
yeah. That
Australia.
would be. That's what we were talking about the other day. I think that would be like unbelievable. But yeah,
Especially with
you're
an
so right.
Aussie
They don't connect
McLaren
to their roots.
driver.
So
So I
yes,
love how we're just like claiming New Zealand as like part of us, technically. In this situation, yes. They're
absolutely.
our cousins.
Yeah. Well, we were claiming Liam Lawson earlier this year when he was
Exactly.
driving.
Yeah.
I was covering him
You
because
were.
he
I
doesn't
loved
have
that.
like a home race. So I was like, you
Yeah,
can. We'll look after you.
exactly.
Exactly.
Love.
Yeah. It's so funny that you mention a Kiwi, because one of my friends who I met at an indie race is actually here in Miami, and we're going to meet up in a little bit, but he's here from New Zealand. So it's such a,
Our brother in arms.
yeah.
Brother.
Well, it's funny that you say
So
in
true.
arms, because he works for the military. So,
Oh my goodness. Wow. My mind.
or
Whoa.
like the
That's
president,
crazy.
I think the president, was there a woman president in New Zealand?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So he
Jacinda
worked for
Ardern.
her. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't forget what her last name is, but yeah, Jacinda. She's a cool
Yeah.
gal.
Yep. Jacinda
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ardern. We love
we
her.
Yes.
love.
Yes.
Got to give her a shout out. You said that your like content is sort of hitting like a plateau at the moment. How do you think that the landscape can change in terms of maybe bringing on content creators? Because you guys, it's really hard for you to work with content creators because getting like a media pass for them and stuff like that, content creators in the F1 space are not considered media, which is madness
Mind
with
blowing.
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
everything's working at the moment.
I think it's all because there is just this new grey area of media in F1 accreditation that like no one really knows what is good and what's bad and like what like where this should go. That's my personal opinion as well. But yeah, I think that like in the next 5 years at least, like maximum, sorry, we'll see like those like F1 accred rules change and be more broad, I hope. But yeah, it's really difficult because I have people probably like 5 times a day asking me like for media passes, for free paddock passes. We don't control any of that. I cannot give out a paddock pass to save my life. I can barely get a paddock pass for myself to get into my own race. So I wish that I had that power. But yeah, F1 controls that entire spectrum of F1 accreditation across the board for journalists, yeah, media, photographers, videographers, everything, and it's very, very strict. So I would hope in the next few years that even like personally we can start working with content creators more, but I guess it is an area that we haven't really delved into too much, purely because like we're already talking to the same audience as them. So I think that's like where I want to work with content creators to see how we can make this like partnership or something work. Because I do want to give these people opportunities just so it like helps them build up their portfolio and point them in the right direction in the future. But yeah, it is just that like working out what will work for us both and what we'll both get out of it. Because I think it is a bit difficult giving like, you know, someone with 2,000 followers a paddock pass, but like, you know, we've got hundreds of thousands of followers that we also talk to at the same time. So yeah, I guess we're just trying to find the balance of what works.
Yeah, that makes sense because I have tried to get a media pass multiple times and I can get a paddock pass from a team, but I cannot get a media pass. And I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's shocking to hear that it's even hard for you guys when you're hosting the race. You're the promoters and it's hard to get paddock passes. Like that to me is insane. Like
I know, yeah, it blows my mind as well, just because like you would think that at our home race, like I do social media, I'd be able to get into the paddock. But yeah, it is just a very strict process. Usually it's fine, but yeah, they're just trying to like tighten how many people can go into the paddock, because if there's too many, it's going to be chaos. And it's just the one area that the drivers can get away with from like most people.
We were saying this yesterday.
Yeah, because I was talking to a friend that had gone multiple times and got like the paddock club pass or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, I can go into the paddock. And they used to be able to go into the paddock where the drivers are. But now like for the same cost or even more, you don't even get that access. Or you get like a 5-minute tour like around the paddock and that's it. Where he's just like, I'm not paying that much money to just get a tour when pre-COVID, I was wandering around for 5,000. So it's definitely changing.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
Very fair. I just think, maybe it needs to be reassessed. But I 100% agree with you that like if it does get too many people in there, like the driver's safe space is not going to be their safe space anymore. Because I think there have been a few complaints. I think like Pierre was saying that, you know, it's getting a bit crazy up in here. Like we love the fans and stuff, but it's getting a bit too much.
There's been a few times that I was in the paddock this year where there were some, I say, very enthusiastic fans that had like paddock passes, not like guest passes. And I'm just like, well, they're paying a lot of money to have these passes, but then they're still like invading space, which I almost feels like they feel entitled because they have paid probably like $30,000-$50,000 for that. So it's kind of like it's kind of like a lose-lose for them when you think about it.
Yeah, that kind of sucks, but
yeah, definitely.
I mean, if I paid $100,000, I will knock on Lewis Hamilton's dressing room door and be like, I paid $100,000. I want to meet you.
we love Lewis. I'm yet to meet the sir, but have you met him, Soph?
Yes.
Haven't directly met him. I've fist bumped him, and I've been on the team.
She's touched him.
A dream. A dream.
That's about as good as it's gotten. I've worked a little bit with him, but like not directly. I was just there when we were filming something for him. But yeah, he seems really lovely. I personally am a Lewis fan, so I have no complaints about him. But yeah, he seems like a fantastic human being.
We love to hear it.
Who
doing a lot of good for the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And who are like your favorite drivers, or like when you've interacted with them, who are like the nicest, warmest, like, or one that surprised you that
Um, oh, do I expose? No, I'm kidding. I haven't really had any bad driver experiences, luckily. They've all been pretty good to work with, if I'm honest. But you just can't go past the Aussies. Like Oscar's great to work with. Daniel is just such a character. He's fantastic. He'll do anything you need. But yeah, I don't know. I've just briefly worked with a few of them. George is lovely. Charles, great.
The smile on
Yeah,
your
even
face
Pierre
when
was
you
really
said
good when I
Charles
met
was
him.
great. Everybody loves him.
Charles, I'm wearing my Forza
Oh,
Ferrari
we
race
love, we
nice.
love.
always with me.
Always a piece of the Tifosi with you. We love to see it.
Yes.
For sure, for sure.
But yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me at all. Your list of kind, wonderful humans, they all seem pretty lovely to me. I have to ask though, what was your reaction when you saw Lando in Perth with Daniel? How did that make you feel?
Oh, I was a bit shocked, honestly. I was like, Perth of all places, fair enough. But I feel like he hasn't really stopped or had a break.
Literally.
um,
Mhm.
Yeah, but he just seems to be go, go, go the whole time. But yeah, I absolutely love that little reunion. I think that is one of my favorite pieces of content for the year. Because that is like Lando and Daniel like don't interact as much as they did last year or 2022. But yeah, I just whenever like Valtteri's currently in Adelaide at the moment. Lando was here, Daniel was here, Oscar was here. The fact that like
They're all
when
here.
F1 drivers come back,
Yeah.
like
McLaren.
voluntarily, true, it's the place to be.
Exactly. I
Yes.
think they have that on the number plates in Victoria. It's like Melbourne, the place to be. I don't know if they've changed that. So,
True. No,
All
you're right.
right.
You're
All
right.
right.
Pretty spot on.
but yeah,
That's so sick.
McLaren, take notes.
True.
What, speaking of that being your favorite piece of content from this year, what was your favorite bit of content from last year?